Coach, we find ourselves at the foot of the Rockies, Denver, Colorado, for this edition of the NFL on EA Sports. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Denver Broncos. And as we see so frequently here in Colorado, that one over the end line, so it'll come out to the 25.
On the ready. Watch the slack. Watch the slack. Exit.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And he connects with Vance McDonald. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
Yeah, that was a good start getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. They'll look to throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Bradley Chubb doing what he does best, getting that sack.
I spent a lot of extra time preparing for this game, watching this offensive line, because they gave up 5 sacks last week in their loss. They just gave up another one now. They don't seem to be working together as a cohesive unit. Right? 4 guys might have it right, but the 5th guy is giving something up. They've got to find a way to all get on the same page.
Here's a pass swung out left to his running back. And he's upended at the 33, following a good pickup of 8. Charles, Thursday night game, I think a lot of teams probably say shrink the playbook somewhat. Is that correct?
I think you're right about that, because you just don't have the amount of time that you have in a normal week to put in a full playbook. So, as you said, you shrink the playbook, pick out the plays that work best for you. You know what else you're looking for?
What's that?
Who are the freshest guys? Coming off the last game to play on a Thursday night, guys have a little extra pep in their step. You go to them early and often.
Now the throw on 3rd down, knocked away and incomplete. On 4th down, here comes the Steeler punter Jordan Berry to kick it away. He gets this away. It's a good one, drawing toward the sidelines. No returning this one. It sails out of bounds, and they'll spot it right at the 20.
Come on, set.
Lock and the Broncos going to come up 1st and 10 at the 20.
Ready.
Now the first carry here for Phillip Lindsay, and he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down. After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. On 2nd down, a run with Lindsay. And not a whole lot to speak of there as they'll bring him down shy of the 20. The 2nd down play, not much better than the first, just a gain of 1 there.
Ready? 15.
Throwing his lock on 3rd down. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Javon Hargrave, the D tackle, getting the sack.
They just gave up a sack there, and if I'm not mistaken, they gave up 4 last week, didn't they?
Yes. And just looking really porous, aren't they?
They really are, and I'm wondering if they're going to have to start thinking about keeping the tight end in, maybe a back, someone to help assist, because right now, their quarterback's been getting hit a lot in the last couple of games.
That's right, baby. They don't want that. Check 31. Check 31. Check. Go out.
First carry for James Conner. A pickup of about 3 yards as he's taken down at the 31.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete. And this passing game's whole offense really didn't show up in the loss last week, and it hasn't started all that great here either.
Yeah, and they can't let that incompletion become an uh-oh moment. Like, oh boy, here we go again, just like last week. Each game is its own entity, treated as such.
And he's got his man, the tight end, McDonald. The completion good for only 6, and that'll bring up 4th.
Obviously, they didn't get everything they wanted on that completion, but they put themselves in a spot where you've got to at least think about going for it. I know where we are on the field, but still, you've got to think about it, don't you?
And this will be out of bounds, and they spot it at the 15-yard line. Not too bad.
At their own 15-yard line.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And the last drive, the first drive for them, not very good. 3 and out. What do they go to here?
Well, you don't look down at your play sheet and say, this is what the problem is. Let's find out who my play.
Oh, trying to get that to Adams, but that's intercepted. It's Devin Bush, the linebacker, who picks it. And he's going to get this one to the 23-yard line. It's almost like you can see the look of frustration on his face. 4 interceptions last week. We talked about it all week. What did he do wrong? And another one here in the first half.
And you can understand the frustration. You actually feel his pain a little bit. But the worst thing he can do is what you're seeing right now, showing the other team that he's frustrated. All they're going to do is double their efforts to make him even more frustrated. He's got to gather himself, compose himself, and keep fighting.
Well, he talked a lot about erasing that loss last week, getting back in the win column. We'll see how he responds. Here we go on 2nd and 12. He'll find Smith-Schuster. That's complete. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down. They had great starting position to begin the drive, and now they look up at a 3rd and 5. He'll look to throw. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And 4th down now coming up. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning. Hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces 4th down. And that one carries out of the side of the end zone here. So it's a touchback and bring it out to the 25. Denver offense at the line, ready to go. And this is a unit that, to be frank, doesn't look like they've woken up yet. I mean, a punt and a turnover on their first 2 drives.
And I think the game's starting to take shape a little bit now. And I'm going to take it into the basketball world. When you're having trouble scoring or moving the ball in basketball, what do? Get it to their best player, right? Find a matchup, create it, exploit it, and try to move the football.
Operating out of Steeler territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 46. Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. Davante Adams, the intended receiver. But it'll be 2nd down. An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. They'll run. It's Lindsey looking to find a lane, but he can't. Reined in at the line of scrimmage. No gain on that one as it brings up a 3rd and 10. So now 3rd and 10. A big play to start the drive, but nothing since.
Hey, Alpha.
From the gun on 3rd down, Locke. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Stephon Tuitt able to shake free and get home for the sack. Here's Pat O'Donnell now as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. He'll send this away into the Rocky Mountain Night, and it's a good one. And this ball's going to be down now right at the 10-yard line. Good spot. 3-0 after 1 on EA Sports.
Turn 2-star.
On 1st down, it's Cox. And a nice gain there as he'll be taken down just shy of the 20. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on 2nd and short.
50, plant. Recon, 152 fighter.
On 2nd down now, it's Cox. And he stopped after a gain of 1. Not enough. Still a yard to go on 3rd down. Only a yard on the pickup, so a good situation on 2nd and 2. It's now 3rd and 1.
90 Wolf. Hey, team 6.
He'll drop to throw. Open man, Smith-Schuster. It's complete.
And that one was a lot of fun right there because that was the game within the game. 3rd and short. Blitz was on. What's the key for the quarterback? Get out of your hands in a hurry. And that was a quick little completion. Got the job done for a first down.
They'll look to throw now on first down. He's going to launch it for Washington. And that is intercepted on the sideline. Wait, no. They'll say no. It was caught out of bounds. So this is just an incompletion here. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25.
Hey,
2nd and 10. He's going to find his running back. It's complete. And he'll get this from the 25 to the 30 for a pickup of 5.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Cox. Give him 32 on the play.
Tell you what, partner, you get the football in his hands, just give him a little bit of open space. As we just saw, he can make you pay.
And he wasn't the top option there, but check down turned into first down and then some.
You got take. You got take. You got take. Go.
That's thrown to Smith-Schuster out wide. The Steelers picking up 15 yards there and a first down. Seems as if the passing attack's starting to heat up a little bit here in the second quarter.
You can sense and you can see the momentum because now they're reading their patterns downfield, they're understanding the coverages, and they're finding the open holes in the defense.
Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
A gain of 10, good for a Steeler first down.
When an offense reads blitz, doesn't matter where it's coming from, tight ends know that they become a big part of the passing game because they should be an easy outlet when all those extra bodies are trying to get to the quarterback. A hot route, so to speak.
And he'll be dropped at about the 11 after only a yard.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat. And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is at well over 300 pounds. He's a big man. And he'll find his way down inside the 10 to the 9-yard line. They follow up the first down 1-yard run with a minimal gain of 2. And the Steelers on third down, 2 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 7. They'll drop the throw. Flushed out right. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Will Parks. That pick hurts a little extra because it was third down. You were already in field goal range.
You know what he's going to hear all night, all next week? Situational football. Understand what's going on because you expressed it perfectly. 3 points were in their hip pocket. They had those. Now, those went by the wayside. You cannot make those kind of mistakes.
That's what you call a rookie mistake.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers of reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
On second down, it's Lindsey. Room here to run. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down.
Let's go.
Coming up at the half, a reminder, we go back to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman. He'll have a look back at our first half as well as a look ahead to what's coming up later this weekend. And now a pass dumped off to his running back. And he's going to get this one down to the edge of the red zone. The end result, 21 yards.
They ran that one well, and not only did they pick up a nice chunk of yardage on the screen, they sent a message to the defense. Rush the passer all you want, but you better be careful. We can hit you going back the other direction.
Boy, nowhere to go at all on that first down run as they will get to him behind the line of scrimmage. It'll be a loss of 1, and that'll bring up a 2nd and 11. Faking the give to Lindsey. Here's Locke. Stepping up, he'll try and run. He turned that into a nice gain. Gets him 8 yards closer for third down.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the third one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
Undercrush. Greystone, travel. Go.
Locke going to try and throw on third down. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked up by Minkah Fitzpatrick.
Brandon, this is why golfers do their best to never count a score in their head before the ball goes in the cup. This looked like a slam dunk for points on this drive, didn't it? Instead, they throw an interception, and they're going to come away empty.
And he'll just push his way forward for a few as the clock will run. The corner, Stephon Gilmore on the stop. Now 2nd and 7 from the 23. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll just keep 2 hands on the football as he'll be taken down after a short pickup. So we've hit halftime. Just a field goal separating these two teams at the break. As we send you on out to our studios in Orlando, here's Jonathan Coachman at REA Sports Halftime Report. So time for the second half as the Steelers have the lead, and they will also be receiving the football here to start the third quarter.
And that drives coaches insane, doesn't it? When they see that happen, it just doesn't feel right, does it? Plus, you're giving up yardage.
Good starting position for the Broncos here as they come up 1st and 10 at the 30. Here's a run on first down that doesn't accomplish anything. In fact, he's going to be tackled behind the line for a loss of 1. He'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and it'll be 2nd and 11. Now Locke throwing on 2nd down, and that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down. We saw this a lot in the first half, and it continues. These receivers just not able to get much separation.
So that means they have to win the 50-50 balls. They've got to go up with the defender and find a way to start coming down with him.
And this time, contact and another incomplete pass. And that is going to be pulled in one-handed. Wow. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. Sometimes the one-handed catches are unnecessary, but he was trying to ward off the defender with the other, so maybe that was just a good play.
So that tells you that not only do they imagine those types of...
And he'll get in! Touchdown, Denver! Philip Lindsay, his 2nd touchdown on the season, and the Broncos have taken the lead. McManus's point after is good, and that makes it a 7-3 lead. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And with the way this offense has played thus far, to be frank, they got to feel pretty grateful to be in the ball game.
I would agree with you totally because they've done all of nothing.
And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Bradley Chubb able to drop in that time for his 2nd sack of the evening. So the opening drive of this 3rd quarter, they're trying to set the tone for the second half.
And without a doubt, they did exactly that. I've known coaches who have said the first 5 minutes of each half are so important to do exactly what you said, which is set the tone. I've also heard coaches talk about the first 5 plays. Let's go out and be aggressive right off the top. That's exactly what they did.
Now this pass to Vance McDonald complete. And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. 28 yards the gain there on the catch and run. This quarterback now hitting on 2/3 of his passes. 10 for 15 so far. 1st and 10. Tackle made by Tyus Bowser. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
2nd and 9 now. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he couldn't hang on 3rd down. Well, this secondary has done such a good job of frustrating these receivers tonight. Another example right there on the deep ball.
Sometimes when the sun goes down and it's just the bright lights in the stadium, there's a little extra spring in their step, doesn't it? And that's what we're seeing from the defenders. Doesn't matter if it's man or zone, deep ball, short ball. And that was a deep one there. They're making plays on the football, contesting everything.
Well, you can see what they wanted to do. They wanted to set up the screen there, but it got blown up.
It's hard to run that play if you're not getting a lot of pressure at the quarterback because the space doesn't open up. They were able to read that one and slow it down and stop it before they could get a first down.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. Their defense has done the job. Now it's the offense's turn as they've got it 1st and 10. And this will leave them a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on 1st down.
First play of the drive, let's give credit all around. Excellent blocking, but the guy carrying the ball, he was the finisher. A really nice run.
The last run got 9. That leaves them with 2nd and a yard.
Yeah. Here we go. Ready?
Now a play fake, and here's Locke. Looking downfield for Godwin. And for a 3rd time tonight, he's intercepted. Picked off by Steven Nelson. That is now 7 interceptions between last week and this week. 3 in this game, 4 a week ago.
And I saw the head coach write on his play sheet, make a little note. I hope he's writing self-scout. Bring in the guys that scout games for you with a different eye and watch him and see what's going on, and maybe they can pick up what the flaws are, and hopefully they can correct them.
It'll be a loss of a yard, and that'll bring up a 2nd and 11.
Let's go. 30 base. Bravo. Come on, the ball. 45. Mike, 45. Here we go. 45 the Mike. Watch the slant. Now.
Flag comes in. This might be a free play. And this one drops incomplete, but I think the defense jumped. Well, we looked at each other right when he flinched. We knew that that flag was coming.
Yeah, offsides, easy call, mark off the 5, and keep it moving.
And now they face a 2nd and 6 after the penalty. Back to throw. That'll be taken in there by James Washington. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40.
People worry about throwing the out route because often it can get jumped, and that can turn into either an incompletion or an interception. But not on that one. Everything came together, and he catches it and goes over the sideline.
Man, I got you. 1-1.
They're going to look to throw. Open man completes it to Smith-Schuster. And he's got the 1st down yardage as he brings this up to the 47. 3rd down turns to 1st with that 5-yard pickup. This quarterback now 5 straight completions here in this 2nd half. 1st and 10.
Let's make these babies crawl all the way back. Hey, Foxtrot.
They'll set up to throw. Throw left side complete. That's Cox. They picked up 5 yards last time. Now they double it and get 10 here.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
And now he'll tuck it and run. And he'll get it down here to the 43. A gain of just a yard, but it's a 1st down.
And what a weapon to have when you can use your quarterback as a short yardage runner and pick up 1st downs.
Come on. Move.
Now this time he'll look to throw. Throw left side complete to Smith-Schuster.
But it appears that they read man defense and went to the out route, and what you have to do on that one is the receiver's got to make sure he works the defender towards the middle of the field to give himself space to cut to the outside and have that ball delivered with good timing, and they got it done.
And tough sledding. He'll get maybe a yard. Stop short of the 35.
That didn't appear to be a run blitz. He just darted in once he saw the run develop. That appeared to be a case of see ball, get ball.
They'll set up a throw. Quick hitter here. It's complete. They call his number again. It's his 6th catch and a 1st down. Still in search of their 1st touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. Welcome back now to Denver. It's the Steelers with the football, but trailing here as we get going in quarter number 4.
Hey, Charlie, pilot, 64, we dribble.
They'll look to throw here on first down. And it's incomplete. How about the defensive effort from both of these teams that we've seen in this game?
Would you say it's like a high-stakes chess match right now?
Chess is one way to go. Yeah, I like it.
Okay, the only reason I say that, you feel like they're contemplating their move.
And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Geno Atkins, the defensive tackle, getting in there for a loss of 5. And the Steelers on third down, not quite 50%, 4 for 9. This will be 3rd and 15. They'll look to throw. He's going to let this go for the end zone. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked off by Stephon Gilmore. And he is all the way up past the 25. They were looking for Johnson that time. 3rd and long that time. He was trying to make something happen, but a little too risky.
Well, the field tilted on him. And what I mean by that is what you said. 3rd and long. Got to push it downfield to try and pick up the first down. Defensive backs live for this situation. And they took advantage of the young man right there.
Hey, Echo.
The drive will commence with a run by Lindsey. Space to maneuver at the 40. A big hitter there. A first down gain of 26 yards.
He's still rumbling, isn't he? Still looking fresh in this one despite the heavy workload. But you and I both know, well-conditioned, and he did tell us that he thrives on being at his peak late in ball games.
On first down, right back to Lindsey. Past the 20. And all the way home for a Broncos score. Philip Lindsey, his second touchdown of the night. And the Broncos push further out in front. And he certainly played a pivotal role with those 2 TDs and why they're up on the scoreboard right now.
Well, someone's all about winning, aren't they? Because he's not worried about the number. Sure, it's great to have 2 touchdowns. But the bottom line is what he's doing is contributing to their lead. He wants to continue to do so.
Let's go.
The Steelers take over 1st and 10.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the inning, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
47's the mic, boy, 47. Check, 47.
2nd and 6. And he's going to find his man out of the backfield. That's complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. 23 yards the pickup there. So a 1st and 10 now in Denver territory at the 47.
47's the mic, 47's the mic.
On the ball. 2.
Looking to throw. And for a 3rd time tonight, he's intercepted. Picked off by Stephon Gilmore. And his crew will take over at their own 45-yard line. Certainly not what he was hoping for, Charles. That's now 3 interceptions in this ball game.
But there's a lot of knowledge to be gleaned every time you throw an interception if you do things the right way. And hasn't there been a pretty darn good quarterback along the way who threw a lot of interceptions early, learned from them, and became great later?
Who would that be?
That'd be one Peyton Manning. Threw 28 his rookie year. That's the NFL record. How'd things turn out for him?
I think okay. He's the guy in all the commercials now, right?
Yeah, I think he's doing okay.
Now it's Lindsey. They get 6 yards back on the run, but still have a 3rd and long situation forthcoming.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they want to put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
Throwing his lock on 3rd down. He's got Adams on the hookup. That one good for 13 and a Denver 1st down. Big hook up there, forced to throw it on third down. The connection's going to keep the drive alive and also keep the clock moving.
Yeah, and from a defensive perspective, didn't get a sack, didn't knock the ball free, didn't break up the pass. The clock keeps running on you. You're in a dire situation now. Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
So 2nd and 8 here after the pass play for 2 yards on first down. Here's Locke to throw. Escaping the pressure right. And now he's going to use his legs. Turns out to be a great idea to tuck that one. Good for 24 yards.
Now, that was a whole lot of open space out in front of him, wasn't it? I'm telling you, Brandon, when things are going right, they are going right.
And everything has been going their way for the most part. And I saw that lane start to develop. Boom. He took advantage of it. And he'll be stopped after a gain of only a couple down to the 15-yard line. Able to stay in bounds, so the clock keeps rolling. And this defense right now backed up in the red zone. Another touchdown, it's over. They've got to stand tall quickly.
Been in this spot before. Now there's a little bit of desperation creeping in. And all you're doing when you're talking to your defensive teammates is, first guy there, hold him up. Second, third guy in, rake at the football. Get it out. We've got to create a turnover because one more score, and this game's over.
2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports.
Right there. All day, baby.
So it's Bronco football as we get you reset here. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, and it'll bring up 4th down.
It's 4th down.
Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Now Brandon McManus for the Bronco field goal.
McManus for the Bronco field goal. A 31-yard attempt.
The kick by McManus is good. And they will stretch the lead now to 17-3. So they settle for just the 3, but clearly right now anything helps trying to salt this one away in the 4th.
Without a doubt, obviously a touchdown probably would have been the final nail to finish this thing off, but they still ate up time, got points. So while it's not mission accomplished, it's darn close.
And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
The Steelers take over 1st and 10.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And 3 interceptions in this game. And I would have to think, I wasn't a quarterback, but number 4's kind of, you're like, oh, man, I can't throw 4.
No, what's interesting is, what do the coaches decide to do now? Having thrown 3, do you alter your offensive strategy? Do you take the ball out of his hands and maybe turn to the running game? Or do you have that supreme confidence he's going to turn things around?
We'll see what they do. They'll look to throw. He'll be brought down by the Broncos. It's a sack. And you hate to say it with a rookie quarterback. He's done some good things, but overall, looked a little bit overwhelmed back there, hasn't he?
He certainly has. But in his defense, he hasn't had a lot of time to throw the football. You like the way I said that? In his defense.
In his defense. I got it.
See what I did there?
Yeah, and this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked off by Justin Simmons. Johnson was the intended receiver. Oh, you just kind of feel for him right now. 4 interceptions, and you can almost see through his face mask. There's a lot going on in between the ears.
There certainly is, and probably way too much, because now he's probably doubting himself a little bit, wondering what adjustments he has to make. But here's what he needs to do. Get through this game, go to the press conference, meet it head on, and show your teammates you're ready to shoulder what happened today, and you'll be ready for the next game.
And if he can do that as a rookie, that's a great sign of maturity. So this one will wind up a Denver victory, and they were really helped by their defense, forcing 3 turnovers.
I think what we saw in this one, today's defense. And what I mean by that is in the old days, pitching shutouts was big time. That was paramount. But the big thing was holding people down, holding down their yardage, right? Don't let them throw the ball through the air and gain a lot of... But now, it's about taking the ball away. Taking away possessions, getting the ball back for their offense. They had 3 takeaways in this one, and it led them to victory.
So for Denver, they at least get the win here to earn a split of their first 2 home games. And they'll get a few extra days to get ready for next week. Meanwhile, for Pittsburgh, they'll drop to 0-2. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. So for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Next game, guess what? Charles and I will be here again. It's the NFL on